an ugly Christmas sweater possessed by the spirit of a Satan-worshipping serial killer, Bible camp, dicks, and Christmas. We're watching Ugly Christmas Sweater. We're watching it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is. Welcome, Moon Goons! Welcome to a very special episode of the Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies, movies so bad they're scary. I'm your host, Mr. Marshall Hampton. Joining me today, I have two very special guests, but unfortunately, Aaron, co-host Aaron that you know, could not be here, but he says hi. He's sorry he couldn't be here. But to make up for that, like I said, I got two very special guests returning to the show for, I guess, technically the third time, but we'll call it the second time as an actual episode. Our friend of the show, Mr. Superman himself, Mr. St. Louis model, Greek god Adonis, actor, everything, Superman, whatever. Mr. Kevin Caliber, Big Kev 50 Cal is back on the show, so I'm happy to have him here. Kevin, say hello.
What's up, guys? I appreciate that weak-ass introduction you just gave.
So I know, I fucked it all up.
If you could just go ahead and give me a nickname next time, that'd be appreciated. But yeah, great to be back, man. Always love talking shop with everybody.
All right, and he brought our next special guest with us. Not only is this a friend of his, which we're going to get into how they met in a minute, but he is the director and writer of the movie we are about to watch together, Mr. Aaron Mento. First time on the show, so thank you very much for coming and joining us. This is awesome to have you on for a watch-along of your own movie. This is going to be really fun and kind of cool, so thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great timing with the holidays. It's going to be fun, man. Thank you.
Yeah, well, like I said, every year we do like a whole month of Christmas horror movies, and we just get able to, got back in touch with Kevin and be able to get this worked out. And like, this is really cool. So yeah, we're able to get this in this year, and I'm really excited about it. Like that, if you guys didn't, for some reason, listen to the intro. We are going to watch Ugly Sweater Party, Aaron's movie. I believe this came out in 2018. I believe 2 years ago, if I am correct about that.
Yep.
You can. I believe it's available on Amazon. That's where I got it. I know a while ago I had issues finding it, but some say it's still there. Maybe it just depending on what part of the country you're in. I have no idea, but it should be on Amazon for you to watch and should buy. It's just a fun, insane, just insanely weird and fun Christmas romp of a fucking weird ass film, but it's a ride. I'll say that it is a ride. But
that is a very accurate description of it.
Yeah. I think I'm going to change the IMDb log line to that. Yeah, I think we'll get it.
Before we actually get to the movie, though, Moon Goons, Kevin and Aaron, not only did they work together on this film, but they're actually like friends outside. So they met which is kind of cool, and they continue to actually hang out. It's not like we just worked together one time and we're done. But so you were telling before we started, Kevin, you're actually telling the story of you guys met at like a convention sometime years ago or somewhere. So run us through that. Like, how did you guys go from meeting to working on this movie together? And then before we get to the movie, we'll talk about the shop.
We met at one of the horror conventions out here in LA at Monster Palooza. And the horror community is just such a cool, fun little community, as you know. And I actually met Aaron through Charles Chudabala, who is the star of Ugly Sweater Party. And we met that night, and everybody just got along really well. And Aaron was talking about this idea that he had for a movie. So a couple of days later, we all had a happy hour, and pretty much everybody that was at that happy hour is in the movie. Aaron, you can just kind of see the gears moving in his head. You kind of see him placing it together. Like I was put together with Miss Bernadette, and even with that, he goes, I see you two together, and then you just kind of pieced it together there. And then we shot a film together. And as it went on doing pickup shots, I was involved in a lot more than just just the scenes that I was in, me and Aaron just immediately got along really great. We realized that we're like the same age. We have all the same influence of movies, all the, most of the same favorites and all that. We realized that we were probably 2,000 miles apart, in our basements watching the same movies on HBO. And we just started talking about like Tales from the Crypt and everything else of all these weird 80s and 90s stuff that nobody else remembers. But we just really bonded over that. And it just became a friendship. And that was, 4 or 5 years ago now. And then, we just kind of kept going with it. So
Nice.
Something that, obviously since then we've even shot another film together that'll be out, hopefully sooner rather than later, in 16 bits, which is another one of
Yes.
Aaron's creations.
So okay, all right. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I was about to say that I knew about that, but I didn't know that was you were involved in that, Aaron, as well. I did not know, but I've been keeping tabs on and following the. I keep forgetting it's called 16-bit. I keep thinking it's just called Wax.
Just Wax Waster.
I just think
Yeah.
or Waster. Yeah, I just think it's just that's the name of it. But I'm so excited to see that when it finally comes out. We've been really excited following that, like the posts on that on like Facebook and the Instagrams and stuff. So really excited for that one.
It's really fun. Kevin gives a killer performance in it, and we're just doing special effects stuff right now, and it's looking great. So
That's
I'm excited for it.
Before we push play on this, is there any backstory like we should know about Ugly Sweater Party? Like how the idea come about for this? Where the process that you went through to make it? I mean, we'll talk about some more technical stuff during the movie, sure, but like just lead us up to like the process to where you actually were able to, what the idea is forming and how you got to get it done.
Yeah, sure. I think it came initially because I do a lot of like thrift store shopping, like for shoots and stuff. And I always find weird stuff in thrift stores. And I always kind of wonder what the story of the object was before it came to the thrift store. And then I was thinking it'd be interesting to do a movie about, following an article of clothing and seeing, where did this come from? It's cursed or something. And then I just thought I saw like an ugly sweater or something one day at the thrift store. And I was like, oh, it's like ugly sweaters are like things that people buy. They have no idea where they came from. They're all like secondhand, So I thought it would be really interesting to find the story of the sweater that you wore to like this party, like possessing you because you don't know its history.
That's really cool. And obviously now I've seen the movie, that makes complete sense. So basically it's kind of like a demented, weird ass version of like what, the sister of the traveling pants maybe? Is that kind of a weird ass thing? I don't know.
I have not seen that. It may be accurate. I'm not sure.
Honestly, I've never seen it either. I'm just assuming that's what it is. I think some girls that pass around a bunch of jeans or something. I don't know. But that's great. Like the thrift store idea is wonderful because I think everybody does it. I know I've been there. Like, where do these clothes come from? What is the story behind these things? That's really cool. But we'll get into some more technical stuff about the movie as we watch it. So, if guys are listening at home, if you are joining us now, you've already been joining us because this isn't live. But if you're going to watch along with us, I'll tell you, we are queued up right now at the 9/10 second mark of the movie. Right after the ocular migraine logo passes, we're at a black screen. And we're going to push, and we're going to do a 3, 2, 1 countdown. We're going to push play, and we're going, and we're just going to see how this goes. So if you want to join us, now's the time. So 3, 2, 1, and play. All right, I'm rolling.
And we're off. All right.
We're off, and I got my official, unofficial beer of the show, Coors Light, is with me tonight.
Okay.
Opening shot swastika.
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah, I was surprised to see that right
Yeah,
off the
right.
bat. I mean, that's a bold image to open with. A swastika and a pentagram.
Little reference to Elves, another Christmas horror movie that I like.
Is that what that is from? Is that really a reference?
Yeah. I was like, oh, we got the swastika. We got a little connection to Elves there.
That's incredible because we did that last year as one of our Christmas movies. It was Elves, and that movie was insane. We ended up loving it. That was so crazy. And I wish Aaron, I'm gonna make Aaron watch this later, but seeing Brad Potts right away, it's like this was awesome because again, we became a fan of his. My TV's on mute, guys. Sorry, you can't hear. For you listening, trying to watch along at home, there you go. But Brad Potts, we were a fan of his because we saw a movie called Zombie Decadence, aka Zombies vs. Strippers, where he played Red Wings in that, and we loved him in that. He was just a great, incredible character in the role, and seeing him again, it was just brought a little smile to my face seeing him.
Yeah, Brad was
so
awesome.
Intense.
Yeah, he showed up, and so I wrote the script for every actor. So every actor in the movie, I wrote the script for them specifically. So with Brad Potts, I kind of left it kind of vanilla because he was like, I'm going to come up with some stuff to add to this. And I was like, cool, I want you to. So he added a whole bunch of crazy foul language. Some I still don't understand. But yeah, it was great.
How early in the process then did you get him like signed on or agreed to do the movie? If it wasn't even written, or
it was pretty early. I mean, it didn't take me too long to write. My process for this was different than other scripts I've written because I basically just met people and was like, okay, well, this person's going to be at the party. Okay, well, this person's going to be the detective. Okay, well, this person's going to be that, and then it just kind of came together pretty quickly when I was writing it. So
I love that. Mud bomber is one of the best lines. Is that his or is that yours?
Oh, that's his.
That's his?
That is totally his. Yeah. That's one of many takes. So I picked that one for you, but that is his for sure.
No, that is one of the best. There's a few really great lines here that made me laugh at that, and that swollen mud bomber is one of my favorites.
Yeah, Brad. It was hard to not.
I had worked with Brad on another project before, and then Aaron was kind of gave me the idea, or he was looking for another person, and I was like, dude, I just worked with this guy. He's super intense. Like he's badass. I think he's perfect. And then, recommended him. Then they ended up meeting, and I was happy that he ended up being in it because it was definitely did not disappoint.
No, he's awesome in this one.
Yeah.
He's so much fun to watch because again, that intensity that he brings.
Yep. And we got Sean Whalen here as Declan Rains, he's a good friend of mine now, probably both of ours, Kevin and ours. But this is the first time working with him for me. But he was great. He's such a good actor.
Yeah, he's another face that I wouldn't know the name right off the top of my head, but like he's a guy who I've seen before in like other things. Like he's. Just
the first of many genital mutilation.
Yeah. If you're not watching, Brad Potts just grabs Deacon's junk and just squeezes the ever living hell out of it while screaming in his face about Jesus Christ. And it's
and that's Reed Schmidt right there. He's a very funny actor. He looked seriously uncomfortable to be around Brad for which I believe was acting, but he did a really good job.
Oh, so goddamn.
Dude, this
bludgeoning the guy's going full Negan on this guy's head with the bat. And that pure joy of it, pure jubilance he has on his face after he's so happy with himself after doing it.
Yeah. And that part where Brad slapped his face, that's actually just Brad getting into character, but I liked it so much, so I just left it in there.
I was going to tell him that because I like how he's psyching himself up for this horrendous stuff he's about to do. He's like, all right, here we go. All right, so they kill. If you're not watching, they just basically kill the devil worshipping serial killer they had tied up, and they just murdered him.
He wrapped him like a present.
Yes,
first.
wrapped him like a present, and then bashes him. And now his blood is being absorbed and soaked into the ugly sweater he was wearing, which is pretty cool idea. Again, it's kind of a neat way to, I guess, explain what happens. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like that logo a lot. ROM 30 effects. Those guys are great. Richard Cabrera.
10 years later, we're jumping.
The 10 years later toilet.
That's right, the 10 years later toilet. And whose toilet is that, Kevin?
that is where I sat, the throne that I sat on every morning for a year.
Now, of course, that guy just had an homage to a reference to Felicia Rose's sleepaway camp. He's got "Oh, I'm a happy camper" tattooed on his foot. So people from fans of that should definitely recognize that.
Yeah, lots of
Hunter's
sleepaway camp references.
Favorite film is what? Sleepaway Camp
Sleepaway
2,
Camp 2. Yeah, Sleepaway Camp 2 is his favorite movie of all time. Yep. So we got the tattoo for it.
Wait, is that a real tattoo?
That painting on the wall.
Yeah, it's real. That's his real tattoo.
Oh, I thought you just put it on there as like, one of those fake spray paint. That's a real.
No, that's
wow.
He's for real. He's for real, man. Yeah. This is Tiffany Fest and Charles Chudabala.
Guy's going to town with those dance moves, but
Dang, I gotta say, he is so limber, and he surprises me every time because he is literally the sweetest person that you will ever meet. And so whenever you see him, he's just one of these actors that he just goes for it, which is like, I'm not even confident enough to even attempt it. Like, if you would have told me to do this, I would have looked so awkward. But he goes for it. And Charles is one of those guys, I'd probably put him in just about anything. We gave him a real nice part in 16 Bits. I put him in my series Job Guys. He was the one that one of the dudes that we beat up in the backyard, and all of a sudden he's just starts showing. He's just so unassuming. But in this, I mean, just seeing what he's doing in those.
That's gotta be an awkward shot for the girl. Like, just there's some junk in your face.
Well, Tiffany's great. She's such a good sport, and she was just laughing her ass off the whole time. And when I was talking to her about this scene of, probably weeks before we shot it, I said, it's like kind of like an 80s music video. Like, you're like a video girl. She was kind of like, oh, like, give me some examples. So I sent her some like 80s Kiss videos. Yeah. Okay. Some like, let's push the X in sex, like that video. And like, she had Warrant's Cherry Pie. So yeah, she had a blast.
Now, I will say for those of you who, we've already passed it, but again, if you ever watch this, be prepared for, some real shaft, if you will. You're getting actual real pube shaving and shaft shot, which again, that guy, I gotta give a guy credit for being comfortable with himself to do that on camera. Here's my shaft.
Yep. Yeah, Hunter was down. It was kind of like, I basically kind of like talked to these guys and saw how far they were willing to go, and that's where I took it. Basically before I wrote the screenplay. And these two are both really good friends. They work together a lot, and they're real, like, kind of best friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they do kind of have a good back and forth between them, so that would explain it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look, that was actually my bathroom, and that was not a trick photography. Whenever they slide to see if the two toilets are next to each other with nothing but a pocket door, because that was actually what was in my bathroom, and we did the table read at my house, and Aaron saw it and he was like, "Do you think we could use this?" I was like, "Absolutely, we could use this."
Yeah, it's so
I love
great.
the way Charles said like that. What did he say? He's like, I told you to knock before you open up the partition.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
and this is my car, my blue Saturn, which died at the very end of the shoot. So it's just
at least you got it made it through the shoot, though. So at least you got it made it through.
Oh man, it almost didn't make it, but it made it. So
two questions for one, were you guys? I don't know. Obviously it was released, but were you filming around Christmas time out in California? Because us Midwest folk, well, Kevin knows now, but like, is this what December in LA is actually like, or California right now this time of year?
It is what it's like, but we didn't shoot it in December now. But yeah, it looks just like this, really. There's really no change. Just a little cloudy.
Okay, my other shot was, what did you use? Did you have an actual crane, or was it a drone to get that overhead shot of the car driving from the bird's eye view?
Yeah, we had a drone. Yeah, Jason Ortiz, our drone operator, he also was the AD, and he had, you can see him in the background, some shots. Really, really solid.
Yeah, he was on my volleyball team.
Yes.
Oh, okay. He was one of the volleyball players.
Yes. And now we have Emily Dom.
Basically, it was that smaller crew, so everybody was used. There's all the makeup effects guy, he's in it. Aaron's got his own appearances in it, so literally everybody was used in this film.
I do like the reformed quote unquote sluts being baptized. But I will say, explain to me this. I don't like. Were they just baptized with blood, and that nobody reacts to? Because I mean, it's supposed to be water, but like nobody reacts to this blood thrown on them.
It's supposed to just be like a really scummy creek. Like it's supposed to be holy water, but like the water is just. And you also find out later that the chef took a dump up there, so it's probably a little bit of what he put in there.
Okay, now it makes sense. I was like, wouldn't they notice that? But okay, got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have Father Bottom baptizing the two reformed horror twins, and now we have, I believe it's Hannah, the kind of goth chick who has visions. The witch, not witch.
Yeah, that's Laura Jean. Yeah, she does a really good job in this. She basically kind of grounds the movie because she's kind of playing it like for real, and like with the stakes and everything. And on the soundtrack here, this is my buddy Honore. He's got a Christmas album full of really, really fun like R&B Christmas stuff, and I'm working with him on another project now. Really fun soundtrack on this movie.
Yeah, the Ugly Sweater Party song that we heard at the beginning, I believe we hear it at the end as well. You wrote that one, right, Aaron?
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics to it, and then Mo Blunts, sang and like orchestrated it.
It's so catchy. It really is. It's so catchy. Yeah, Marshall, you got to add that in at the beginning or something at the intro. Just play that song in its entirety. It'll get stuck in your head.
I'll see what I can do about that in post. Let me write a note and write that down. Credit song.
Yeah, it was a little hairy getting a lot of these like driving shots because our DP Paul Stephen Edwards, really great guy. He just like mounted the camera on my car with like blankets and rope. And like we were like, I hope it hangs in there, and like so we got it, but it was
blankets and rope.
You should hilarious. Did you get a picture of that? Because there's I think there's an Instagram or something. It's called like Shitty Rigs. I think
yeah. Paul may have it. He may have a picture of that. We should look at that.
That's hilarious.
It was solid though. It didn't fall off. I was nervous, but it was good.
Oh my god! I thought it's probably just like a GoPro with a GoPro mount or something like that, but no, blankets and rope.
Yeah,
it's like just bind it with some twine.
Yeah.
Oh, and here comes homeless Brad.
Dude, before this scene, okay, so like you can't see it, but off to the right there's like a neighborhood, like a nice neighborhood, even though this is kind of like a weird, scummy kind of a dirt path. And Brad started rolling around in the dirt to get extra dirty. He already had makeup on, by the way, but he was like, I want to be dirty. And so he rolled around, and I think people thought he was a real like angry homeless person. Like, they were kind of like looking at him like, what is this guy doing around our property?
So where was this
Brad's
film?
so intense too.
I can't even remember where this was. This was just some weird. Someone was like, "I know where there's a dirt trail," and we all just went there. Yeah, I don't remember where it was.
Yeah, Brad's awesome because he's like a military vet, so he's got that side of him, and I think that's what really comes out in this film is just the intensity of he may as well be a drill instructor, but he's also like a champion, like power lifter. So he's literally the strongest son of a bitch you'll ever meet. So it's just this combination of the look, the attitude, and he has the swagger that he carries with it as well. That just makes him so damn intense, which would make this scene so good because he's just so beyond scary without even trying to be.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a ex-power lifter. That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, he had like a hip replacement a couple years ago. Then he posted a video of one of those like workout videos of him squatting like 600 pounds, like right after getting his hip replaced. I'm like, what are you doing?
God damn, that's not human. That's like
Right.
Like, who does that? I got my hip replaced. Let me squat 600 pounds right now. Jesus.
Yeah, just unreal. I love this.
All right, so again, for you guys, this is caught up. So our two main guys, this found Brad Potts on the side of the road, basically with the ugly sweater chained to his like duffel bag, and they're trying to take it from him, but Brad didn't want to give it up. So, oh god, it's not. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the character's name. Basically, bludgeons them with a rock, and they steal it.
Yeah.
Yeah, little tiny 105-pound Charles just completely smashed in, powerlifting champion.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny too. I just remember. I mean, it's such a ridiculous sequence, right? Because it's like these two guys are really gonna like steal a sweater off a homeless guy and wear it somewhere. You know what I mean? But like they make it work because it just like Hunter's just like, I got this. No, it's just like he's so spacey that like you believe that like he would try that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what do you try and give him like $3 for?
Yeah, like, $3. So who supplied the wardrobe for was it Hunter here, I guess?
Oh, Hunter's jumpsuit.
Hunter, yeah. Well, we went to a few thrift stores for most of the ugly sweaters were a thrift store was having a sale, thankfully, and I got most of them for very cheap. And then Hunter we found this weird pink jumpsuit, and I was like, of course you're gonna wear that for the whole movie. And he was like, yeah. And then the rest of the costumes Richard Calderone did. So like Brad Potts and a lot of the accents on the outfits are done by Richard to kind of bring them to life better.
Gotcha. And for those
Dude,
watching,
I love
we're
the
about to see
scene with the ugly sweater.
this is Dick number 2 in the movie, basically, not after Dick, but
yes.
there should be like a counter on the bottom, one of the bottom corners, like just the Dick tally of in this movie.
Yeah.
So basically, Charles just drew like this crazy monster with a giant schlong ejaculating on under his shirt.
But he was also sweating. So
yeah, I'm sorry, he's
sweating.
sweaty.
Sweater.
That's right. And this is actually Charles's old place that we're coming to right here. He doesn't live there anymore either.
Yeah, this is where he's there. And the flashbacks of what the serial killer did, where he massacred a family basically on Christmas.
Yeah, that was a gnarly little effect there.
Yeah, it looked good. We got Brad coming back to life here.
Yeah, this poor guy.
That's
it's
a
like
great
made his life mission to protect this thing, and now his head smashed in. And just being out in the sun too just makes it that much worse.
That's right. Yeah, I love these. He's following the bows that fell off the car.
Yeah, it's a great.
The car's got bows all over.
Breadcrumb trail is just like little Christmas bows. Beautiful scenic shot right there.
Yeah, these aren't stock footage either. These are all drone operated by Jason Ortiz in the real location.
This location was great. It was a campsite up in Idlewild, California, so a couple hours outside.
That was
LA.
my next question, where the camp was.
Yeah, we actually, they had control of the entire camp for most part of a week. So it was cool. It was actually like a camping thing. We're all out there. No, there was no electricity in most of the cabins, so we're just in sleeping bags, sleeping on these cabin floors. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was like going to summer camp. It was fun.
Now I gotta ask. I guess it could double if you look closely on the back of the ugly sweater there. Either a candy cane or an upside down cock and balls. Could be either one on the back of that. With this movie,
I think it might be a candy cane, but maybe it is a cock and balls.
Like
you
said,
know,
with
like
this
go ahead and
movie,
add that to the dick tally.
Count it.
Yeah, count it. Okay, you found the Easter egg.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Aaron, you did all the. Did you do all the editing, or was it mostly effects? Because almost every shot has its own unique look to it, and it's really is amazing how many different, just every fade and everything that you did. I mean, there's so many layers on it.
Yeah, thanks. So I edited it, and then Paul Stephen Edwards did the coloring. So our whole goal was to make it look like an ugly sweater, to like keep changing the style and the color and make.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Because I was gonna ask about that later, but you already answered. Like, because there's so many like weird editing and like filter and color changes. Like, is like what is happening? I mean, it just adds to the craziness. But now I get it. That's kind of all right. Cool.
And then we have Marv Blavel. He just walked up. So that shot of his ass is supposed to be my homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with the girl walking towards the house with the short shorts.
Ah,
Now we have
okay.
now we have Marv's ass instead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it was better in Texas
I'll be
Chainsaw
honest
then.
with
I'd
you,
much
I
rather
think
watch
I
that one
prefer
again than that ass shot. This guy's a big guy too, man. He's got some thick old arms there, some big guns too. Jesus.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's definitely a big guy.
Tiny little red cowboy hat. And again, if we count to Dick number what, 4 now, I guess? Because his reindeer is basically just a giant dick.
yeah, it is for sure. I'm glad you saw that.
It's hard not to see that.
Some people are big.
Unsee it.
Some people are pretty high when they watch this. They don't catch everything. So.
I can believe that. I can believe that.
This one here.
That's sad though. The little girl. And there's
here's Felissa. Yep, she's Mrs. Mandix.
Oh, she's always so good and everything. So much fun just to be around, and yeah, just such an outgoing person.
So how are you? Now that we were introduced to her, what was? How were you able to get her attached to the project? How did you know? Did you know her beforehand? Was it just something you reached out to, like her or her agent, or how did she get involved?
Well, I was a huge fan of hers, but Hunter had actually worked with her on his movie To Jennifer, and so he mentioned, who would be really good is Felissa Rose, and I was like, that would be incredible. And this is before I wrote it, but he just knew what the character was. And then he organized the meeting. We all met like an El Torito or something, and we just had like a blast. We just like talked for hours, and she was in. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Felissa and Marv were good friends that went way back too. I know that they've been friends for many years from the convention circuit and everything else.
Come together with Jesus, Mandix, Jesus. So all the Christmas decorations, like all the snowflakes, were you able to you track those down over time, or were snowflakes? Did you like make any of these yourself?
Richard Calderon, he does our effects and our production design. He has a lot of Christmas stuff because he's done a lot of shows, a lot of Christmas shows, and some Hallmark stuff. So he's collected them over the years.
Okay. Again, we didn't get comment on, but if you're watching along, you kind of notice when Charles, he kind of pulls the sleeve of his ugly sweater back, and we see like his skin's all like bubbly and having some kind of really horrible reaction to the sweater, like it's spreading or something's going on.
Jesus, help me get this up, baby. Come on.
People are just listening. They're probably wondering
I know.
what the hell we're watching.
Yeah, we never sit on any shot too much. I think we're cross-cutting four different shots right now.
Yep.
I like it. All the layers adding on top of each other.
That's right. And so the spirit of sleepaway camp is definitely all over this movie. Obviously, having Felissa back at camp was so much fun. But yeah, I think this would pair really well with the original Sleepaway Camp as like a double feature.
Yeah, kind of like a winter summer opposites type thing there.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that the girls like have no idea who they are eventually.
Yeah.
We slept with a lot of dudes. Who are you?
And it's funny too because they both designed a lot of their sweaters, and like you can tell like their sweaters are like better made than all the dudes. Like all the guys just put like a big dick on their thing, and they're like they got like the buttons around it, and like they're trying to make it look like something they actually want to wear, to a party.
Yeah.
So they put more effort into theirs for sure.
Yeah, we did a big sweater designing party at the dance studio. Laura Jean, who plays the witch in this, she had a dance studio, so we did a day where Aaron brought a big trash bag full of thrift store sweaters, and then we had the decor, and we're all just sitting there having a blast doing that. So it was a lot of
we
fun.
had like a pizza
bonding.
party. Yeah, pizza party, and yeah, it was good.
I was going to ask about if they designed their own sweaters or if it was a costume, somebody who designed them all for them. So then did Marv then design his own reindeer dick face on his sweater? Was that his idea?
I think he collaborated with Hunter on that, maybe. I think Hunter was working on that one. Yeah. And then Richard did the main sweater, our yellow, nasty demon ugly sweater. So he made that thing look all ratty and aged and like it's been through hell.
Oh, did great. Starting to good job. Starting to accomplish that. That thing is disgusting.
Yeah, it's nasty. And we only had one of them too, so it was like covered in nasty gore, and Charles had to stick it back on his body.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I love that bit about the phone bit.
Yeah. And this is his like going nuts shot. I love this.
Good freeze frame right there on those eyes.
Yeah. The final straw is, do you want to get baptized? That's the thing that breaks them. That's the last thing these guys want to do. Yeah. Is get baptized.
Now, what kind of filter? We've seen this before, kind of like POV shots, like demons or monsters. What is that technique or filter that you're actually using there? What's that called?
So that was a drone, but then our visual effects expert Richard Cabrera, he was able to warp the sides of it. I don't know, it was some sort of like a weird fisheye kind of effect that he put on it, but then he colored it too. So it almost gives it like almost like an Evil Dead kind of.
Yeah, it's a really cool look. That's why I like it. It's so cool, very unique, or not unique, but it's very cool looking shot. I like it.
Thanks.
Now Sean Whalen's kind of ghost, whatever you want to call him, is kind of has that Frighteners look from the 90s film. Did he obviously he wasn't out there on the location because I didn't see him, but was that something you guys just did on a green screen then did an overlay, or how'd that work?
Yeah, pretty much all of Sean Whalen's stuff outside of the opening baseball bat kill was all green screen. So just at Richard Calderon's place, Calderon Studios, we just went outside, put up the green screen and shot all the coverage of every ghost sequence.
Now, did you do that after all the principal photography was done then, so you knew what you wanted, or did you do that before?
Yeah, I did it after. So I would tell these guys who they were reacting to. It was in the script, like, so they were more reacting like, okay, so he's over here and here's his line that he's going to say. And I would just read the line for him or something on the set.
Nice. Yeah, it turned out great. Yeah, whoever did that effect it was awesome. Every time he popped up, it always looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's Cabrera. Yeah, he's really good.
I love this random dude in the woods with a surfboard. Like, I'm in the woods, but I have a surfboard. It cracks me up.
Wasn't that our sound guy?
This is our sound guy, Justin Arbabi. Yeah, for the first, we had a few sound guys, but he was there for the
dick ripoff!
We should count that one for 2.
Oh God! Yeah. And the money shot, the blood. Like, that's so fucking insane. It's disgusting, but I love it.
God, hey, there's so the rest of the cast.
Yeah, there's everybody else. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh. So yeah, there's our first Big Cat 50 cal there, his first appearance right now.
That's right.
Yeah, there he is.
You know,
Having a
weird
good time.
conga line.
Yep, there's
Yep.
Aaron too, man. Director
Yep, on the-
cameo right there.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yep.
Like how Aaron was cool about it. He wore that sweater the entire shoot. We're one for all.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I never knew when Paul might need me in the background too. So I was like, we need to fill a
Yeah,
body
there you
back there.
are.
I'll run back. Yeah, I'm back there now.
I know earlier we're talking about some of those great lines like the swollen mud bomber, but I know Kevin has a line come at some point. There's that one or two that I really liked too. I'm trying to remember if I hear him to comment on those.
Yeah, he's got some good ones. And when we were out there shooting the girls getting baptized scene,
Yeah.
we got a report that there was a family of coyotes like circling the camp
Oh.
in
geez.
the woods. So we were like, okay, let's get this done as quick as possible.
Skank.
There's Jared.
Another jack
Lifting
dude.
weights.
Did you
Dude,
guys
this
just go
dude
like
is so
Muscle
jacked.
Beach and just get guys for this movie?
Yep.
Like
Those-
Kevin, are these
those-
guys
those-
you all
those are-
work out with or something? Like these your
Yeah, those are my weights. I brought them because I was like, all right, we all need to be jacked up on this set. So let's,
Yeah,
that looks like
Jared
he
was
should be like a
great, too.
professional
He's like,
wrestler.
yeah, he's such a nice
Absolutely.
guy. He's super sweet, but he can play, intimidating, obviously. But he's a nice guy.
yeah, it was. It's a really funny thing. Even seeing like that scene alone kind of shows you the continuation of our the streak of how me and Aaron actually met, because I did the movie 300 with Jared. And then me and him met on that set because, just being, shirtless Jack dudes. And then about a month later,
Hold on,
we
I'm
met.
sorry. I'm sorry, I got to cut you out. How did I not? You were in like the 300 movie with like.
I was in the
Jared
sequel,
Butler?
300 Rise of an Empire. was the
Okay.
sequel.
I didn't even know that about you. Damn it.
Yeah,
What
it was
the hell, man?
it was the first. Yeah, it was the first big movie that I was in. So I ran into Jared actually at the audition, as a matter of fact. And then about a month later, we were on the same set again of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We were playing bodybuilders on it, and Marv was on that set as well. And then Jared's like, oh, this is my roommate, Marv. Those two moved together to LA from Indiana and were roommates. So he introduced me to Marv. Me and Marv got along great. Marv had just worked with Charles Chudabala in another film. And then Marv introduced me to Charles. Charles introduced me to Aaron. And yeah, it's so as you see it, it's like, wow, watching this, it's like, this is how all the things got connected.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't know you were in
I'd
the
worked-
300 sequel. That's really cool. Quick question though. Are you visible in it? Can we actually see
I mean, you
in
could
it?
see me. You wouldn't know it was me. I could,
Okay.
I knew it was me. But
Okay.
That's most important. That's right.
yeah, that's right. I got a wicked screenshot, and I got to work
Yeah.
with Zack Snyder. Though Zack Snyder is a super cool guy.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
definitely became a much bigger fan of his.
No, if
after
you know
working
Zack
with him.
Snyder, aren't they replacing Henry Cavill as Superman? You've already done Superman once.
Of
Get that,
course,
you got
of
that edge,
course.
right?
Yeah.
That's right.
So, all right. So
Great
we'll get
shot
back
there.
to yeah.
Great
This is
shot.
where the sweater starts becoming kind of like well, I started thinking especially later in the movie, but it kind of becomes very much like why compared to like Venom, Spider-Man's black suit becomes almost a symbiotic like alien relationship. It starts taking over Charles's body. He's like,
Yep.
I don't know if that's what you thought, but that's what I
Yeah,
thought. That
no,
I
it's
thought
ex- exact-
Spider-Man's
it's exactly
black
it,
suit.
yeah.
It's Venom. And,
Yeah. Totally thought of Venom. Yeah. This is probably one of my favorite gags in the movie. Marv looking out, it's all serene, and then Hunter jerks off on his daughter with the bottle of water. And then you find out he's just mad that he he wasted the water and they need to charge him for that. He's not mad that he did that to his daughter.
And now we get the first shot of this weird, like, Godfather mobster bookie guy in the back, which I don't understand at all, but it cracks me up.
So this is
Richard Calderon.
That's Richard. Yep. So yeah, the idea is that this is a really sleazy underbelly of this Bible camp,
Okay.
and they're shaking people out of money. They got some creep back there with Uzis and all sorts of weird shit, ready to take care of business if anybody doesn't pay for their water.
And now we are introduced to the groundskeeper. Is it Edward? I forget his name.
Ernie.
Ernie. Knew someone with an E.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's Jody Barton, really great actor. He had a real fun time with this. Oh, there's
Kev.
Caliber again.
Yeah.
Sean and Sean.
The Sean's, yeah.
Yeah.
With my little Santa hat.
Yeah. I love to talk about the strategically placed Santa hat, too.
I did a weird gig for like Hustler Hollywood way back in the day, and that was it was for like their Christmas thing. It was one of the things that they had given me, and I had it, and I showed it to Aaron. I was like, "What do you think?" He's like, "Oh, of course." Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah.
Of course, we're gonna use that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful around me because if you say like, "Hey, you know, it'd be funny if I did this," I'm like, "Well, that's in the movie now."
Just
and
because
have to
that you
worry
let you
about
wear
it.
pants, Kevin.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he
this
didn't make you wear
Santa
without
hat.
the pants.
Yeah.
Now here's
yeah,
the
I
band.
did strategically. It was silly, but I kept unzipping my deep V deeper and deeper as the film went on. I was like,
Yeah.
how far are we into this movie? What page
Yep.
are we on?
Nice. That's funny.
Yep.
We got a quick glimpse of this like death metal band on Ernie's computer, which I definitely want to talk about later because as they'll come back more. But I do want to talk about the band in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sprinkler heads, they rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
right.
got this giant holy water container behind him.
Yep.
Now, is there
Shit's
some kind
going
of
down.
is there some kind of like Easter egg or like the formulas written on his chalkboard? Do they actually mean anything, or they was just let's just put some random stuff up there?
You know, Richard put that up there. I'm sure it's the formula for something, like something.
Some equation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, some equation he found.
Equation for make holy water.
Yeah, that's probably it.
It was also revealed that the Seans are on their honeymoon at Camp Mandan.
Yeah.
Because of course that's where you would go
Yep.
on Christmas.
Christmas honeymoon
exactly
to
where
Camp
to go.
Mandings.
And that Kevin is, quite disgusted at the female anatomy, and he's trying to get some help,
Yeah.
some guidance.
You know, I am all for having kids. I just don't like the method that you have to go and do it. I just wish
That's
that you
right.
could get pregnant with a nice soft kiss.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So here we got.
So
the
this
lead
is
singer of the band again.
our lead band singer here. So this is actually Roman Kovalik. He's our composer. This is Roy Lavari, and that is Scott Shelko. So these are all real musicians, but they are all pretending to play this song.
Okay,
Now-
that's what I was gonna ask if these guys were like a legit band or how they.
They are legit musicians. That's why it looks so good. And Scott, in particular, playing the drums, I could cut to him literally at any time, and he was always on beat. Like he was like amazing. He learned that song in like 2 minutes and like
Yeah,
had it
because
down.
I was watching like these guys have to be some real band from because like they it looks legit. Like I'm like these guys are really
Yeah.
this is like their thing. This is them singing their band.
Yeah. And so Roman, our lead singer here, who's pretending to lead sing, he actually played bass in this band. I think for a couple gigs. Their name is Omacida. I may be saying that wrong. Maybe Omachita. They're a foreign band, but their music's awesome. And he was like, "Oh, I told him I was looking for metal music, and he hooked us up."
It's good. Like I gotta say it's actually pretty decent. Like it kind of gets me pumped. I gotta say I like it. I like the music.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of heavy metal horror movies, so I loved putting that in there, having this metal band as this weird Greek chorus or whatever, like kind of going through the movie.
Oh my god, Yeah, that's like I gotta say the first time I ever think of like any kind of semblance of a Greek chorus in a horror movie before. But you're right, they do kind of fill that role oddly enough. Didn't think about that.
And Marv had a good time on this one, doing this little speech. Yeah, I remember Kevin when everybody was making their sweaters. I remember you rolled in and you were like, I like this one. And you were like, it was like the nicest sweater in the room. And we were like, oh, do you want to like put any crap on it? And you're like, no, I like it like this. And it looks all good.
I was gonna say that. Because I was just gonna say Kevin has like the most like not like the nicest ugly sweater party of the entire movie.
One review even pointed that out. They were like, I really want his sweater though. His sweater was nice. Like that was a good sweater.
I remember that. Yeah, they're like, I remember having one just like that in like the late 70s or whatever. The deep V collared sweater.
Yeah. Crazy that I got all those sweaters for like $10 or something. I mean, like they're so varied.
Is it though? I mean, $10 for those ugly sweaters. I mean, you might have gotten ripped off. Man.
I mean,
I
don't know.
This scene
for the wardrobe for the whole movie.
This dancing scene.
They taught us this dance. Charles did the dance, and they taught us. And if they would have sat in the wide for more than 4 seconds, none of us were on. It was so.
Yeah. It was tricky to edit. We'll put it that way, but it came together.
The beauty of editing, though, so good.
Yeah, we were at Laura
here.
Taught the dance, and then Charles helped bring it to life.
You can tell I'm just off timing, even in that little bit of a wide shot. So much fun. The Mandix Mambo.
The Mandix Mambo. Yeah, it's another original song for our movie. And then I love this like saga of Brad Potts, like this, like going to like
Odyssey,
Mordor to like destroy the ring, like
literally dragging himself across the ground, just in the dirt, all bloody.
And here comes Charles.
I love that aerial shot with the turn. That was so good. Yeah, I think that was just Jason Ortiz just messing around with the drone.
Yep. Yeah, he did great stuff.
Kevin ditches his brand new bride and takes off.
Yeah, I love you push her aside.
Take her, not me.
Yeah. It's crazy too because a lot of this stuff was all shot on like different days. It's like I just stitch all this together and make sure it like keep it all in my head and on the day to shoot it all. And it all came together really well. Like you would never really know.
What was this? Like, was that red flag there for like? Is that supposed to mean something in this movie, or is that just there to mark something in the actual location? Like,
it was. We just put it there so that you knew that this was the same. He was like on like almost like a time loop. We knew we had the rock and the log there, but it's just like a property marker that we thought would be on the property. But we put it there so that Hannah could turn it into an arrow later.
Okay. Let's not throw the pine. Let me throw this rock instead. And she's only like 4 feet away at that too.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm right here. Let me throw a rock at you.
Yeah, these two together are pretty hilarious. Laura Jean and Hunter, yeah, they've definitely done a lot of work together. I actually just worked on Hunter just directed a movie that starred Laura, and I played a day on that. They did always great chemistry with those two.
Yeah, they're great.
All right, so now Ernie is going into his crazed construction of he's constructing some kind of super weapon or something. That's I guess right. I don't think we really know yet at this point, but
And so this is actually underneath like the main huge cabin on the property. And so a little bit of set dressing, but a lot of this looked this way.
How when you're filming these type of like locations, like it's so small, and like how are like it's gotta be tight to get. I mean, I don't see obviously we're not gonna see like any kind of lighting rigs down there or like big cameras, but like it's gotta be a challenge to film in such a tight location.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was a challenge, and it was also kind of like you can see behind Hunter there, you still see a little daylight coming through there, but it's a little muted, right? And like where this is in time, I was kind of freaking out because I was like, is it day right now? Wait, I think it's turning into night. And it's like, it works fine because like everything is so dark and there's just a little bit of light back there. But it's actually like an afternoon back there, but we colored it so it was not quite so orangey. So it feels like it's nighttime. So but this was really tight. We didn't have a huge crew. I mean, we had like not a lot of people. So it was just everybody huddled together, try not to make any noise, basically.
Why are you even at camp? For all I know, you're the evil one.
My parents think so. They sent me here to
And I like that she's making yardsticks into arrows, which is dumb, and then it doesn't work later because you can't shoot a yardstick as an arrow.
I guess I do love the fact that you comment on that later. But when you first watch it, I'm thinking they're not arrows. I'm thinking, oh, she's just making like stakes for like a vampire.
Yeah.
But when you see it as an arrow, it's like, yeah, no shit, that's not gonna work.
It's funny too because she is so like she's the smart one, clearly, of the two, and rather condescending as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so Hunter had this we found this weird white hat, and we're like, okay, you're just gonna wear that the whole movie. And then he had this weird pouch around his waist that looks almost like he would like slide his dick through. It's like this weird like tube or something. I don't even know what it is, but we're like, okay, that's for you for the whole movie.
I mean,
so there's lots of stuff like that.
He has, his look is very almost like early '90s rave or something like that. Like the glow, he's got the glow sticks around his neck and it just
that suburban kid who's like hip hop influenced, but like doesn't know how to do it.
But isn't quite there yet. He's trying, but not quite there. Yeah, he's trying too hard.
He might be missing like a big gold chain or something.
Yeah. I love that both Jody and Cliff, our two main characters, hear that they're going to a party, and so Cliff dresses like he's going to like a formal party.
Yes.
And then Jody dresses like he's going to a rave, and they're both wrong because it's like an ugly sweater party. They're both dressed wrong for it.
Yeah, we skimmed right over that earlier, but it was pretty funny when he's like, ugly sweater party. He's like, you didn't say so. He's like, well, I didn't read the whole text. Like, what even is that?
This was fun. We had everybody doing the limbo late at night.
I just like the lighting effects on the window when they're looking in. You just kind of see the red light moving around there. Like that's a really cool looking visual effect. I like it. It's probably very simple. It just looks nice though.
Yeah, definitely very festive and creepy. I like that Laura's jacket sparkles because it catches the light a lot.
Oh yeah,
and
right,
always kind of like
right there in the corner.
Gives a little that Christmas kind of like twinkle every now and then.
Father Bottom. And then at some point, I'm not. I don't know when she shows up in the movie. I was kind of confused by that when I was watching the first because I think I looked away and the character just showed up. I was like, where'd she come from? But so we have Father Bottom, who's like the pastor priest in there, and then we have somewhere she comes up, Sister Nips.
Yes,
played by Jenny Nagel, I believe.
Yeah. Yep, that's That's the she's from the rival camp.
Oh, that's the rival camp. Yes, thank you.
Camp Sakamoutha. Yes.
Why'd just name it Camp Teabagger or something like that? That's right. I forgot the rival camp that shows up.
And this is where we really showered every day too. This is where we
Yep.
showered.
Yeah,
Yep.
that looks like a camp shower. Some you'd see like,
Yeah.
I can't.
This is probably my favorite shot.
Ah, there's
Oh,
dick number
fuck
there.
yeah.
Should we talk about
Count
the
it.
fake dick? I'm assuming that's a fake dick.
You'll have to talk to Charles. I plead the fifth.
I almost spit my water out on that one.
Oh, dude. So Matt Holbrook, he's got his face in this disgusting. I mean, this is like standing water that's been out there for like 1,000 years, like in the middle of the woods.
Oh.
And he put his face in there, and I felt so bad for him. He was a total sport. At one point, we were going to make this. There's a bigger lake on the premises, and we were have like Hunter was going to be dipping into that lake to get the laser gun, and it was just too dangerous. It was just the lake looked disgusting. It was like green, and Hunter, we had like a little argument about it. He was like, "I'm going in that lake. I want to go in that lake," and I was like, "Dude, you're gonna get like parasites." I was like, "I need you to be alive after that shot."
There might be pickup shots. I need you for pickup shots.
After the shoot, he was like, thank you for stopping me from going in that lake. That would have been a mistake. This was one of the most fun days to shoot. So Kevin was here too, helping out on the day, and we all had a blast shooting this with the Felissa Charles makeout session.
The ghost just watching on. Yeah, this is a pretty funny scene. I will say that. And Charles does a great. Yeah, he sells it, man. It's hilarious.
I like that he licks his finger and touches his sweater.
Yeah, it's not even his number. That's not the same thing. It's not even his nipple. It's just he touches his sweater. And this is. I want to ask about the effect that's about to happen how you did it or what was involved in it. So he's trying to take his sweater off, and it's like he finds it's like he can't. It's like become part of him now. He can't take it off, but he keeps trying, and eventually, right there, he rips it off, and like it's ripping his skin off with him. So what was on there? What'd you do to get that effect?
So Richard Calderon applied all the prosthetics, blisters, and nastiness, and then he had this whole bucket of slime he kind of slimed it up with, and like it just kind of congealed. We let it congeal to the fabric for a while before he pulled it up.
Oh.
So it really kind of stuck to him. Yeah.
And now his face is all demonic and half burnt looking. And I love this. That's a great, like the sweater, a hood comes up over him. He's got his sweater tentacles coming out of his back. It's really cool. And again, this is definitely where I really thought that whole Venom thing, like a Venom mesh, like Carnage / Doc Octopus thing with these sweater tentacles coming out of his back. And the sweater's just really becoming its own entity at this point. And that I love that shot.
Absolutely.
It's so much fun and so cool looking to see that hood come up over his head and those things wrap around and shoot into Felicia Rose like that.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. You know, this whole movie kind of feels like, oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah, we all go gather
Yeah.
under the one light outside.
Yeah, you guys are all gonna like put your heads together on how to solve this thing, and it goes wrong immediately.
I tried. Oh dear God, is that my wife's blood?
Such a stupid line.
Yeah, it's
He
so
recognized
dumb.
her blood.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
our cook gets it. Yeah.
So Hannah the witch shoots her yardstick arrow. No surprise it doesn't shoot right. She shoots the wrong guy.
It was effective though, that's for sure. Paled
Yeah,
him really
definitely.
good.
Yeah, it hit one person well. And so, yeah, this is our Camp Sacamouth competition.
Yeah,
So
because
refill the
I was
cast
going to
up.
ask about this. This is where I started getting confused at points. So like the whole we were at night. Now he's back at the rock with there's the volleyball scene.
Yeah, as our Top Gun.
I love
volleyball.
I love how
Kevin,
he
yeah.
ignores his wife's high five and high
Yeah.
fives the guy. But yeah, I didn't understand why we were suddenly like back into stuff like where nothing happened, like where it seemed like nothing had happened. Everybody else is fine except for these two characters who seem to know.
Hannah, we kind of like make that work by Hannah saying that Declan Rains is able to like erase everybody's memory for a little bit and push time forward to cover his tracks. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, so that's why that's happening. He's pushing time forward right when they're about to like kind of beat him. He kind of rushes time forward and fogs everybody's memory.
Okay.
So
sack of mouth. Here
goes. Gregory Blair, he's also in 16 Bits with us.
Yeah, Gregory Blair's amazing.
Which one is that? Is that the guy in the headband, or is that the other? Okay, the other jet muscle guy.
Yeah, he's so good. He always comes in so committed, and you never know what he's going to sound like until he starts talking, because he doesn't sound like that. And even in 16 Bits, he did like a German accent or something.
Yeah,
it was like pretty hilarious. He's so good, so animated.
Now we get the visual of like the two head camp guys just basically fondling their two muscle bound.
Yeah. And that all organically happened on set. It wasn't like that. And you just see them one up at each other. And Aaron just, he never said cut, so it just kept going.
And so this military vehicle was on the premises.
Really?
Yes. Huh. And so Richard, our location manager, he was like, I have permission. We can use this vehicle. So he taught Jody Barton how to drive it. And, I basically did a rewrite to get it in the shoot. I wasn't sure if we were going to get it or not, or if we were going to get around to shooting it, because it was real tight schedule, but I'm glad we got it in there.
Yeah, I was definitely going to ask where you got your hands on the military truck from.
Yeah, I was just at the camp.
Just there.
Yeah.
I enjoy the band shots, man. They really sell it. All right,
yeah,
so
they had a really good time.
Here's where she's making the arrow out of that flag stake thing we saw earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of Paul's favorite shots for the lighting. Just the way it can look so like serene on Charles there. It's almost like a Terrence Malick kind of a shot.
That face on him is great right there. Both of them, Declan and Charles, are making hilarious faces.
Yeah. Brad is coming back.
So where'd you get that statue, the bust of the devil, from?
Yeah, Richard had that too. He had that. Like he has just like so many props from all the movies he's done, and he pulled that thing out and was like, "Yes, let's have that be like almost like Pazuzu." Like
it's a great looking
statue.
prop, man. That bust is really cool. So Brad's up and walking now. He's not crawling along the road anymore. He's up and moving.
Yep. That's right. And this is Emily Dahm, and she's also in 16 Bits. And she's really funny in both movies. She's got an improv background, so she came up with a lot of fun stuff.
So what'd you make?
Yeah, somebody else that's just going, every time she's screen, she just gives it, she dials it up to 11.
Where'd you get? Who made that crossbow, or what's it? Because it's definitely a unique looking.
That was also Richard's. Looking. Yeah, he had it from another show. He made it for that, and I think originally maybe it was going to be like a bow and arrow or something, and he showed me that. I'm like, all right, now a crossbow, great. The whole shoot was like that. It was just always evolving to what we found, to what we had around, to what people could bring to it.
I think that's kind of like how a lot of the independent movies are made. I mean, you kind of use what you have available and what others can bring to help just get stuff done and on cost prohibitive, make it cost efficient.
Yeah. You can't be like stubborn and be like, oh, it has to be one way. Not on a lower budget movie. You have to be, it usually makes it better when you include stuff that you didn't think of on the day.
So, what was your final budget for it when it's all said and done?
I think the final budget, it was like maybe like 20 grand, something like that.
And here we go. Ernie shows up wearing a freaking plaid robe with this giant like sci-fi laser plasma rifle. Where the fuck
this song is so perfect for this scene. It just keeps coming. And
I mean, this gun looks like something you'd see in like Halo or Gears of War, or Doom or something like that. I mean, it's crazy. He's just shooting everybody with these laser.
Oh, here comes. Time out. Kevin, I love how you throw that volleyball like it's like really gonna do something. You hurl it like a Greek god throwing a lightning bolt.
And I guess that line I was talking about was we passed it for a long time ago, but it was the line about God gave me an Audi to put in her innie or something like that. I'm like,
yeah,
like that one made me chuckle too.
Yeah, it's just a pure massacre.
There's the volleyball throw.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
And Kevin goes bye-bye.
Yep.
I guess she just stays.
Boom! There goes the head. Yeah, this is where the movie gets like fucking nuts. Like it's already crazy at this point, but this is where like the first time I watched, I was like, "What the hell is going on? This is insane."
We murder like
everybody. That's
three-quarters of the cast. Yeah,
great head explosion right there. I like how he's wearing eye black too. Like he can't play. So all these special effects with like the gun blast and the heads, and I obviously done a post, but so was it like from a director's part? What's all involved in actually getting those effects onto the screen? That's something I never really everybody talk about, or how they actually are put on the film.
So I basically made sure for a lot of the effect shots, the camera is actually locked down on a tripod, so our effects guy doesn't have to track a moving image. And so sometimes when you see the image moving, that's done in post. It's actually on sticks, so it's actually steady. And then we give it a slight movement, so you can't tell that it's like static for a lot of it. There are moving shots where he's able to track and do stuff like that too. We try and put green stickers, green markers on things so that he can track and he can find where the laser will hit. So that helps as well. And just basically trying to make it not too crazy for him in post and knowing how it's going to cut together, because I edited it too, so I knew how it was going to cut together. So everything we only got what we needed.
And you got this weird ass guy trying to hide like the skinniest pole in the world.
Garrett.
Garrett, yeah. He sings the one of the songs in the movie too. Guess what? It's Christmas time.
But that massacre scene is
up
just
a couple times there, right? Doesn't it go one time faster, one time slower? Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Such a good song. That was the one that was used in the trailer as well.
Yes,
it really captures the essence of it so well.
That's right.
Yeah, he was a gamer. It was funny because during these scenes, as we're setting up for one kill, like say me getting shot. Like, of course, I know where I'm going, but you want movement in it. So we're just having these people just run laps around the camp, basically, and everybody was really good sports about it. Yeah, there was everybody was fully committed, which you gotta be committed to be able to put this all together.
Totally.
Now, Aaron, was originally for him to have a laser cannon like that?
Okay, yeah. So originally it was going to be an AK-47, which in the script stage, I looked at it and went, "This is too dark. Like if he shows up with like an assault rifle and just kills everybody, it's not going to be a good time." Just especially with the climate, there was like all these school shootings going on and stuff.
I agree that was a good decision to change it.
So I was like, let's make him make a laser gun. Yeah.
No, it's perfect because it's so. Again, this movie's so out there. It's like what that what more? What's the next step? Can we take it to make it more out there? Well, let's have a guy with a fucking laser cannon. Like that's
Exactly.
just it was perfect. I think anything else wouldn't have worked. I agree. I don't think it would have worked. But we just had the shot. We were of where the band like suddenly sprouts like lawn sprinklers out of the top of their head and starts gushing blood out of them. Which again is another shot. I was like, what the fuck? What is happening? But it's so crazy that it works. Like, where did that idea come from? How does that tie into everything in your head?
I don't know how I thought of the name the Sprinkler Heads, but yeah, I just thought it would be amazing if there was a band playing with blood spraying out of their heads. And honestly, I would have liked for it to be spraying out of their heads the whole time they were playing, but it wasn't possible. It would just been like, it would have been impossible to do. So we got the one in there.
That shot of Charles licking the blood off the shovel is just
so good.
So much.
And now the sweater's even taking over more.
Sweater face.
Sweater face, yeah.
Sweater face.
And the ghost of Decken goes into the sweater now. Like his goal is accomplished, and like
this
now
transformation. I forgot how gnarly it actually is. Like it's so it looks so good.
He's like Skeletor or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And these ugly sweater tentacles come out and wrap up everybody, and it's just a crazy visual that, guys, if you're not watching it yet, or you're gonna watch it, watch this thing. It's so insane. And now he's like spitting up like acid on people. There's so much fucking shit going on. Like, I gotta say, this is like 2 years ago when it came out. Like, I watched it. Like, I thought about doing it like a regular episode on it, but there was like at the time, like, there's so much shit happening. Like, I don't know if I can accurately do this thing justice and try to explain what's happening. So like when Kevin was on last time when we did Varsity Blood and we talked about like doing a watch along, this like that's perfect. That's how we could do this as a watch along, because trying to explain this in one of our normal episodes, it's so over the top. And I love how the Hunter misreads the kiss right there.
Yep.
Yeah, every other cliche film would have had him kissed right there, right?
Yeah.
But in the good nature of this film of always going against the grain.
So what were those tentacles made out of? Like, how'd you make those things and give them to? Obviously, I guess they're on strings that you don't see off. So talk about the tentacles.
Yeah, so Richard made them. There's some sort of a hose, probably maybe from from industrial hoses for some sort of piping or something like that. And then what's wrapped around them, the boils on them are the bubble wrap that you get on packages.
Okay.
So that's wrapped in there, and then he painted those, and then he put pieces of the sweater and fabric and strands sticking out of them too. So they have like that kind of texture, so it feels like they're from the sweater.
Very cool. Again, a great way.
And
to
Charles
work
does.
with
Charles does a really good job as Sweaterface too. He kind of went to another level.
Was that so? It was him in the. You didn't change.
Yeah.
It was still him in there.
It was still him in there. Yeah. Yeah. So this is that scene. So Hunter was going to go into a lake here, not into like this little. So we made it into a joke that he gets naked to go into a foot of water.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to ruin his shit.
Yeah, we say, this outfit's expensive, yo.
And I love the fact that, we see she has the vision of the one guy shitting in there, and she's like, no, it's fine. Go ahead. No, totally clean water. Head on in. But he strips onto like his like little man G-string or like Speedo, which is like halfway up his ass. It's pretty funny.
Yep. Hunter's trying to make sure to like stick his gut out. It's like, I love it. Oh yeah, now he's gonna baptize them. This was
blood, in the blood that leaks out from
so
their
disgusting.
tentacles.
Yep.
Was it his idea to have the wedgie, the half wedgie up his ass?
Oh yeah, yeah.
As well.
He was all in. It's so nasty. That water is so gross.
And I love this with Marv, like the two twins like drinking the blood coming out of the tentacle, and like he gets to Marv, he's trying to gulp it out, and it's just like nothing there. And he looks so disappointed that he can't get his like little money shot. And now the twins are like zombie demon, or I guess more demon-esque. It's not really zombies in this movie, but yeah, more demon girls. And they attack Marv. I love his death
Marv's
dream right
vision,
here. This is hilarious. He's dying. His 2 daughters like basically eating him alive. And his last thoughts, if you're for those not watching, instead of like his some happy memory of his daughters, but no, he's imagining himself naked in the shower with the big buff bongo drummer we saw earlier, his buddy.
That was his true peace. That's his heaven. And you get a little semblance of that before he dies.
Oh snap! He broke the fourth wall.
yeah. A look there. Hunter's such an asshole in this scene to Hannah. Keeps saying "fuck you" to her and stuff. He's all mean to her.
Was that because she was mean to him for the whole movie, or is that because she turned him down a couple minutes ago?
Yeah, probably turned him down.
Probably the turn down. I'm thinking it's because he turned her down. Got shot down for that kiss. Did your prop guy also make that gun too?
Yes, yeah, he made the laser cannon as well. Yeah, he was a jack of all trades.
It's an impressive. I mean, again, it's a pretty solid looking laser cannon. I don't know what to call it, a laser cannon, but I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, I really like it. It's fun. Just it all fits the vibe,
Yeah, it was fun. We
This was fun doing these.
we did interviews for the Blu-ray, and we did it at my place. And Richard brought the gun over, so we all got to play with the cannon.
Does it really light up, or is that stuff added in post?
It lights up, but it gets accented in post.
Okay.
But it does light up, yeah.
So now the demon spawn girls are teleporting powers too, by the way, for
Yeah.
we teleport all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, if this is a role-playing game, it'd be very confusing about what your powers are. They keep changing throughout the movie.
Yeah, I love Hunter. Like, did I just tell?
Yeah. Yeah, this was fun. Yeah, so the tentacles are on fishing lines. So Richard and his assistant are always puppeteering them.
Take my load, you demon skank. Great one-liner to finish. That's again just. Is that your writing, or is that improv on the set again?
I am proud to say that was my writing on that line.
Oh, I forgot about the herpes gag going on. We even talked about that one.
Yeah.
Again, it just the witch Hannah playing joke, just fucking with Hunter throughout the movie, taking that the twin that he had fooled around with at one point has herpes, so now he has herpes. It becomes this ongoing thing at the last half of the movie. It's kind of funny.
Nasty tentacle in her face, spraying smoke.
So Brad Potts is like dying in the grass. He like has this one final like impact, like telepathic moment with the witch, saying that his balls is his weak spot.
I like this combat role that Hunter does here.
That is kind of gross looking, but I like how like the more you show about, you see Charles' hand, like actual hand like coming through the sleeve again, like it's reversing the demonic grip on him, but it's all slimy and gross.
Yeah.
So what kind of was gel or goo did you use to cover him in that?
It was like KY jelly or something. Yeah, it was like some KY all over him. Yeah.
big old glob right there by his eyeball.
Yeah. I like this. It's like Masters of the Universe kind of shot.
That or like a Star Wars type thing. Yeah. It's very
Yeah, yeah.
his victory pose.
We'll always have that special night at the farm.
Yeah, here's the herpes bit.
Yeah, it's just got herpes.
Gross, get off me.
Not for long, 'cause I made a deal with
I'm
the
not a
witch.
witch.
Okay, whatever. Warlock with tits or wizard
Yeah, there's
woman.
that
Warlock
the sparkle.
with tits.
Yeah, the warlock with tits.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like he made a deal with her to help. Like she would magically remove his herpes if he killed his friend to save the day. Every fight, of course, he doesn't even have herpes.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you tell me I had herpes?
Yeah, Hunter actually wore flip-flops this whole shoot, and he was cursing himself that he kind of married to that decision because he was running in these flip-flops and because they were in the wides, you could see him on his feet. So
Yeah, that's
those
a
things were
bold.
falling apart.
That's a bold choice. Yeah, I didn't realize he was. in
Yeah,
flip-flops.
I never even noticed that. Yeah, he should have
Yeah.
went with the sneakers.
He was like, "Oh man, no, I'm gonna wear them to the end." They like fell apart on the last day. They like just disintegrated.
Was that a
Yeah, it's
swastika
funny,
on
yeah,
his
Aaron, I
stomach
don't-
as
I
he
don't-
was
it's-
running
it's
by?
Funny how those. It's funny how those things will hold on till the very end. I
Yeah.
don't know if I told you this, but the very last moment of 16 bits that I shot wax, the boot completely came apart on me.
Oh really?
And it was like I could still probably fake it if we had to do some pickups or whenever we do some promos for it. But for the most part, yeah, the entire sole ripped off. Like that very last shot that we did, that was it. So
So,
Held
funny how
on.
things will hold on all the way to the end.
That's
so
great.
we just had
Yeah, it is
basically the
funny.
movie just ended, and we didn't really get a chance to talk about the ending. So basically, they noticed that Charles and Hunter and Hannah they all live, and they look down to see the sweater's gone, and that the guy who was shot with the yardstick arrow, he's missing too, and we see that he now has the sweater like half on his head, kind of half on his body, running through woods like it's mine now, bitch, or something like that. And like, but when I didn't notice it before, and it happened real fast. But when he's running by, was that a swastika on his stomach, or was that a pentagram?
No, that's actually a pentagram.
It
That's
is
a pentagram.
okay. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell. 'Cause it wasn't the pentagram. It wasn't the sweater one, so I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
it was. Like, all right.
It was like a special, like weird pentagram prosthetic for his chest. It looks like it was like burned in on him. But it's
Okay.
so fast. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
only
it's
see it
so
for a
fast.
second.
But I know since we opened with a swastika, I didn't know if we were closing with a swastika too.
yeah.
But yeah, so
No,
the
just
Yeah,
the
that'd be
beginning.
fitting.
so yeah, the movie ends and we got the credits going right now, and and then more of the great music, the soundtrack to this going on.
So the song
Yeah.
is so catchy. It really is.
The sweater, what is it? Ugly Sweater Party song.
Yep, that's it.
So
Yeah, I love this picture of
Oh, so
you
great.
guys.
Kevin's V is completely open in that picture now. There is no. It's just
Yeah, he's
basically-
down.
That's
It's just
right,
completely
yeah, all
open
the way
and
down
gone.
to the navel.
Yep. He asked me, "Is this going to be the end of the movie?" Okay, it's all the way open now.
Totally, yeah. Let's try to be strategic with it, you know.
And this was cool. So this like weird like this is like macro photography that Paul did on Christmas lights and Christmas decorations. So you see in the background of the credits here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Weird,
wow.
Yeah. So he did all these weird like time lapse stuff on all these like weird Christmas lights. And so we threw that over the credits.
It works. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Ugly Sweater
Well,
Party.
it was-
Yeah, it is a catchy song.
Yeah, it was such a fun movie to make. It was such a fun movie to edit, and just try and make sense of this madness that we created. And I'm super proud of the movie. So
It's
I'm
a
glad
fun
that,
ride. It's a fun, crazy ride that I will suggest that people watch at least once just to enjoy the craziness. How long did the how long was the filming process? Like, how long did you film out there on on everywhere, or from not everywhere, but how long?
in the
did-
camp we were there for 10 days in the camp, and then we shot like interior pickups and the driving and stuff over the course of a couple of months, just spotty days here and there.
So 10 days of camp. But so like how many from day one filming to where you like how many months or how long did the whole project take then from start to finish?
It was like it was about like a year and a half, something like that. I think to get it from shooting it to finished. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was funny. It felt like it was pretty quickly by the time from that first meeting and first everybody talking about it. So I feel like we went to a table read pretty quickly and then started filming rather quickly because we did that intro, the very first scene that we meet the boys at. We did that one pretty quickly, and then having the main bulk of it all there at the camp, it felt like it came together pretty quickly. But then it was just those never-ending pickups and digital and all that, and then just all the effects, and you see it in the final product. It wasn't something that just was a quick easy edit. I mean, you see every single scenario there were so many different layers to it. Aaron really did put just so much different layering and work into it that even I can imagine only what even the sprinkler heads on its own was. It's like you're making music videos within making a narrative. It's a buddy road trip comedy, but then it's a big Christmas party, and then it's a camp comedy. It's so many things. It's the horror action all rolled into one. There's so many elements to it.
I like how the credits end with a still for the new Sprinklerhead album coming soon, Forced Irrigation.
Yeah.
Which looks like, it looks like a legit album cover. It's a great
Oh, yeah, man. I was happy to end on that for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know this. I did not watch. I will say I didn't see this part the first few times I watched it, but that's a nice little surprise at the end.
Yeah, we definitely leave it open for a sequel because the sweater's still out there, and but the cast is all game for it. Maybe it'll come together.
Yeah, I mean, if it has, you've introduced some form of time looping and I won't say time travel, but so yeah, I mean, you could somehow explain cast coming back to life somehow and reliving it some way. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool to see a sequel.
Oh yeah, I think Kevin has a twin. I think I think his twin is going to be showing up. Is another Sean, another spelling of Sean. Show up.
There you go. And you got to get an even deeper V somehow if possible, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
So, all right. I mean, that's the movie, guys. For you listening, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you watched along with us, or if you haven't, you at least watch the movie, or you watched it and then come listen to the episode as well. It's been a lot of fun. Again, I want to say, Aaron, thank you so much it's been a lot of fun meeting you and having you do this. This was just an honor and a privilege. So, thank you for taking the time out to do this. I appreciate it. Kevin,
thanks, man. It was a blast. I had a great time.
Kevin, of course, always glad to have you on. Always love having you. And being able to touch base with you and keep tabs of your career and have you hopefully get you guys back on again in the future. It's maybe for a regular episode. Kevin, I know you did that back in October and we had a blast with you then. And actually we had a lot of people feedback from that episode saying how much they loved your basically hearing you on it and having your insider takes on the movies and coming out from a different perspective than what we normally do. So you had a lot of good feedback on your Varsity Blood episode. So
that was fun. Yeah, I like talking about it. Yeah, I think Aaron would be a perfect candidate because he's again the types of movies that you show or talk about. I guess on this show we are right up Aaron's alley. It really is. He even introduced me to so many of the movies and just his influences, as you can see in Ugly Sweater Party, his influences are definitely some things that are right here on par with what you regularly feature.
100%. Yeah, and like I said, we have. But before I end the recording, if there's anything else, I know we touched on it briefly. We've talked about it before, but 16-bit that should be coming down the pipe, hopefully sooner rather than later. But other than that, is there anything else, other projects you guys have coming out that you guys want to plug or that we should know about and we should try to keep an eye out for? Aaron, if you want to start, go ahead or say anything. Let you go first.
Sure. So first for Ugly Sweater Party, if you want to watch it, it's available now on Amazon Prime. If you have Prime, it's free to stream. Otherwise, you can rent it there. And then I self-distributed the movie, so I created the Blu-ray for it, and so that's on my website. It's a Shopify site for Ocular Migraine Productions, and the Blu-ray has about an hour-long making of and commentary with myself and Hunter and Charles, and Kevin's on the making of, giving some awesome insights, and it's a solid Blu-ray. So if you like the movie, it's a good one to put in your collection for, especially for Christmas time. And then so I'm working on post-production on 16 bits, which is I think you're going to dig that a lot. It's really good. It's a little slicker than Ugly Sweater Party. It's a little more polished than Ugly Sweater Party, but it's just as crazy as Ugly Sweater Party. And then I have a few other projects going on right now that I can't talk about. So I will ... on that.
Fair
Go
enough.
ahead, Kevin.
I totally get it. Kevin, anything else? I mean, besides 16-bit and any other thing you got going on?
Well, 16 bits is the one that I can't wait to just show everybody. We released as many of the promos as we could. We tried to make people as familiar with Wax Waster as they could. So if anybody out there wants to give 16 bits a follow on Facebook, on Instagram, and some of the other ones, it is going by the name of Wax Waster, because it's my character. So please give that a follow. Give me a follow on all the pages as well, all the sites. And also on Amazon Prime is a series that I did, my action comedy series, Job Guys. It was a whole lot of fun. It's a 12 episode series, but they're short episodes, so it plays more like what a movie would. So it's easily bingeable. You can also check me out on Future Man on Hulu. I play Blaze. I'm a little part of all 3 seasons, but real fun, over the top show. It's so much fun.
It is
action, comedy, sci-fi.
Future Man is awesome. I gotta say, I haven't been able to watch season 3 yet because I have a 4-year-old who follows me everywhere, so I can't really watch them forever anymore. But I love the first 2 seasons, and your character Blaze always gives me a chuckle. I love Blaze, and again, I couldn't help but think of Blaze during the volleyball scene, because I think the first time you meet Blaze in Future Man, you're playing volleyball, I think. So you had your just a Blaze moment.
I think check those out. Blaze is one that'll follow me quite a bit. One of the things I modeled Wax Waster after, he was a little bit of Blaze and a little bit of Wolf from Future Man. So it's like, if those two, which we know that those two had a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not obvious enough. So if those two, whenever they have their love child, it becomes Wax Waster.
That's an insane love child, because
go.
those characters, if you haven't seen the show, you're in for a treat. If you have seen it, you know what we're talking about, because goddamn, it's nuts. All right, but again, we'll wrap it up here, guys. Moon Goons, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Kevin, Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. So till next time, guys, you know what to do. Watch more horror movies, and remember to always keep it tight.